They clocked him because he was running so fast. Somebody gunned him while they were chasing him at 26 miles an hour, running away from them. Usain Bolt, for reference, runs about 29.2 at top speed. Before his heart exploded and he died.
Okay, I just want to say here, kids, don't do drugs. Drugs are bad, okay?
This video is kind of talking about dirt road men and like who we are and what it's about. Trying to get you to think.
Way marginally better than any of us got.
Remington Arms has filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. 8 for me, 9 or 10 for you.
Yeah, 9 or 10.
Okay then.
Thumbnail.
So I'm Zach.
And I'm Jake.
We are the Dirt Road Men.
The Dirt Road Men.
Here today for a cigar review. And just a general talk about cigars. Oh man, I meant to have you Google something for this video. While I'm talking about Montecristo, which we're reviewing today, I need you to double check me and look up famous people who smoked Montecristos. So I'm pretty sure I know whose brand of choice it was. But yeah, or just find that, because I wanted to talk about different cigar brands. We talked about this with A. Fuente. We couldn't really talk about it with Isla del Sol, whose brand of choice this is. Now, Montecristo is the most popular brand in the world. The brand's about 80 years old, and the American version that we get is Dominican. So these are all Dominican cigars. Now, the rest of the world gets Cubans that are Montecristos. I don't know if you knew that, but he's Googling stuff. Anyway,
I did. We are not allowed to have Cubans.
you knew we're not allowed to have Cubans, or at least we weren't. The embargo's been lifted. Ooh, I pulled a new flavor. But yeah, America gets the Dominican, so if you're watching this and for whatever reason you're not in America, this is a Dominican Montecristo, not a Cuban Montecristo, it is still amazing. This is my favorite brand of cigar, the Montecristo Classic, right here. Now, I've gotten into Maduros more lately. I really stuck to Connecticut's and at the heaviest naturals for the first part of my cigar smoking career, we'll say, the last 4 years. Because the first cigar I tried was an all-black, hand-rolled cigar from Florida that Momo, who's in some of our videos, brought me. It's really, really good, but it... No, it wasn't really, really good. I don't know why I said it was really, really good. It was really, really harsh. And I did not like it. I did not enjoy it. I smoked the whole thing because it was my 18th birthday. And I never went back to a Maduro or any kind of really dark cigar. Until very recently. So anyway, most people know Montecristo. There's a lot of information about them. You can easily Google them. The point is, they are the big name cigar. And, okay. That's cool. Alright, I'm just going to read these names out loud to you. Michael Jordan, Demi Moore, and Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is their chosen brands. I thought this was Winston Churchill's chosen brand, but it might have been Cohiba's. I greatly admire Winston Churchill, despite the fact that he's a Brit. That's the one bad thing you could say about him. But it might have something to do with the fact that my granddad called me Winston as a kid and compared me to him. So I looked up to him a lot. Are you gonna be alright?
Oh,
Anyway.
episode 2 of Breaking Jake.
This is gonna go up first though, so it's more like episode
1.
1. I'm smoking the Classic, which has a Connecticut wrapper. It's still a full body for Connecticut, but it has a lot of sweet flavors. They actually equate this cigar, the Montecristo Classic, the main one, to s'mores. They say, supposedly, that you get chocolate, marshmallows, and graham crackers. Now, I never pulled a graham cracker from taste from this before, and I started with flavored cigars, so it was really hard for me to pick out flavors. I do get the marshmallow, and I just pulled the graham cracker flavor from this. There is a little bit of spiciness on the finish that I really like. I cannot say enough good things about this cigar, but it's expensive. It's about $10 a stick. I do not pull the chocolate out of this, but I do pull some kind of sweet flavor that's still equivocating to marshmallows to me. But anyway, that's mine. Yes?
He typically smoked Romeo y Julieta.
Ah, okay. I was 100% wrong. You gotta fix your burn. Here, we'll just leave the lighter here for now. You let it go out, didn't you?
It went out.
So that's kind of the tasting notes for mine. Jake is actually smoking, I believe, their newest cigar, the Montecristo Monte. They got super creative with that name, didn't they? Yours actually still has a chocolate note, supposedly, in the tasting notes. But other than that, they say leather and spice. So you should get leather, like a leathery flavor, which should go good with this Lafroig we had in the last video. And a spice note. But I don't know if you can pull a chocolate, can you?
We'll find out.
It really, I call it pull because it's like, same with whiskey, it's like you're trying to take the flavor away from it. Once you know it's there, you're trying to find it. So, I say you're trying to pull it out of the cigar.
Maybe a darker chocolate. I can see a darker chocolate.
It helps if you retrohale too.
I
can't retrohale, so what I do, if you haven't noticed, is I blow a little of the smoke out and I pull just a little bit back up of my nasal cavity and blow it back out. Don't inhale cigars. We've been through this before, but don't do it.
Okay, yeah, like a real chocolate, not like a Hershey's.
Yes. Yeah, these aren't flavored cigars, so they're going to be little nuanced flavors like they are in some whiskeys.
I definitely get the spice and a little bit of the leather.
Yeah. I get what I interpret as kind of a leathery note, but it might be a little bit of a bitter, spicy note that just comes from tobacco for me. So anyway, that's really all I wrote down on Montecristo. There's tons more you could Google on them, and I didn't want to say something and be wrong on the biggest name cigar company in the world. But this is definitely my go-to cigar. I bet yours is going to pair a little better than mine because this was going from memory. I haven't had one of these since we started shooting videos. And I thought it would pair really, really good with some Lafroig 10 that we did a review on that will probably be coming up in a couple of weeks. But I wanna try that pairing. I wanted to talk some about that pairing. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it really
pulls
takes
out,
a lot of the heaviness out of the Lafroig.
You get a lot of the sweeter.
Yeah, I didn't think there were any sweet notes really in Lafroig, but I just pulled a butterscotch flavor now.
Yeah. Like the butterscotch hard candies.
Wow, that pairs. If you can stomach some Lafroig, try it first. I'll tell you that now because this goes up before our review video. If you can stomach some Lafroig, try a Montecristo Classic or Montecristo Monte with a Lafroig. Now this is also our favorite scotch to date. So it's tied with Lagavulin for me right now, but we won't get into that too much. Definitely, this is a great cigar with some scotch. This cigar's culture is a very classic cigar. This is what you see a lot of celebrities smoking, especially in movies. It's kind of the go-to Cuban cigar. This is the man in a suit in a leather chair in a big lounge in a house you can't afford cigar.
You can't even afford to mow his lawn.
Pretty much. But you know what? The nice thing is they're about $10 a stick, and anybody can go get one at pretty much any cigar store. I've never been to a cigar store that didn't have some kind of Montecristo. Now, one thing I will say about Montecristo, because we review cigars as a brand, and we try different cigars of the same brand, with the exception of Isla, which is made by Drew Estate, which is our go-to cheap cigar. You've already seen that video. I'll link it in the description. Montecristo is my favorite cigar company. I know there's Cohibas, there's some other big ones, but this is my favorite. This is my best that I can pull out for you. And I think everybody should try one of these, especially because these Connecticut wrapper ones are just so light, but they have a good draw and good flavors if the person learns to pull flavors out, which takes time. It's something we're still working on, especially Jake.
Yeah, it's definitely, for me at least, a lot harder to pull flavors out of a cigar than out of a whiskey. It might be because I drink more whiskey than I smoke cigars.
And up until we started doing videos, I smoked more cigars than I did whiskey, and I didn't even go through 4 cigars in a month. So, now I go through at least 4 a month.
Yeah, I've had a couple this week.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. We've definitely gotten more into cigars. I was a much more occasional smoker, which may be good or bad. Actually, if you look it up, there's been some recent study published that I haven't had the chance to validate yet that says that if you smoke 1 to 2 cigars a day and you don't inhale because you're not supposed to, your cancer risk is near nothing.
The oldest.
So versus cigarettes, much better for
Oh, yeah.
you. And even versus chewing tobacco, if you do chewing tobacco often, better for you.
You know, I can never really get into.
Obviously, nothing's better for you than just not smoking any kind of tobacco at all, but we gotta enjoy life, right?
Something's gonna kill you.
Yep. Sorry, go ahead.
Had a couple of things. I could never really get into chewing tobacco because, I mean, if I do get cancer,
You'd rather die from it than have it disfigure your face?
yes.
You vain son of a...
And what was the other thing? Oh, the butterscotch. With this, it really pulls out the butterscotch.
Yeah.
It's been that far. I've been waiting to say this, but
Yeah, no, you're good. I'm sorry.
no, I just, you were talking. I didn't want to interrupt. Try not to be rude.
Trying to educate the audience.
Didn't want the backhand. But this makes me think of Grandpa. He always had those.
Your grandpa?
Yeah, my grandpa.
Bob
He was-
West, the legend.
He always had butterscotch candies.
Really?
Yes, that's why I like butterscotch candy so much. It's like it was the one candy. Anytime you knew he had at least one somewhere.
Yeah. I'm going to tell this story in this video. This is going to be a video that I frequently reference from here on out. It's got nothing to do with the cigars. My mom likes to tell a story about a guy she called Ozzy. His name was Carl Rhodes, who always used to give her butterscotch candies. He was one of her dad's friends. This guy was the craziest dude I have ever heard of. He would sit in his trailer, and
Okay.
if he saw a mouse, he would pull out a 12 gauge and blow that sucker out the side. They told me about one occasion where he got into it with his mother, who apparently had some issues, and he drug her down the hall by her hair for embarrassing him in front of his company and put her in her room.
His mom.
His mother. Not everything about this guy is good. He's just crazy. In fact, almost everything I'm about to tell you is bad if you haven't gathered. This guy went to prison because he was backing out and some guy almost backed into him, so he pulled his pistol and fired into his vehicle and blew off part of his ear. He missed. He went to prison, 8 razor blades. And they had to pump his stomach.
Okay, so he consumed orally. He ate Okay, I was thinking 8 razor blades, like the number 8. He had 8 razor blades.
No, he ate them physically.
Somewhere on or in his body. I guess he did.
And I'm not done yet.
Oh.
This guy got out. How he died,
Why?
I don't know. I guess because he didn't actually hurt him too badly.
He's okay.
But he did get out. I think he did 10 or more years. By the time they found out he was out, I'm pretty sure he was dead. Here's how he died. He was running from the cops. He had the number differs. I've heard an 8-ball, I've heard an ounce of methamphetamine on him.
What's an 8-ball? And ounces, pounds.
I can't remember
8-ball
exactly.
more than an ounce?
I can't remember exactly. I don't know my quantities right off the top of my head anymore. In quarter grams, a teener is 9. And I believe, I don't know why they call it a teener, and an 8-ball is double that, so I believe an 8-ball is 18 quarters of a gram. So that would be 4 grams and some change. He ate, at minimum, 8-ball.
Consumed.
Yes, he was kind of a chubby guy at this point. He was a big fella, was my understanding. They clocked him because he was running so fast. Somebody gunned him while they were chasing him at 26 miles an hour, running away from them. Usain Bolt, for reference, runs about 29.2 at top speed. Before his heart exploded and he died.
Okay, I just want to say here, kids, everybody, don't do drugs. Drugs are bad, okay?
That guy comes to mind every time I think of those butterscotch candies you just named.
Man, see, totally different worlds there, you know?
Yeah, yours is a happy, good memory of like one of the greatest male figures in your life.
Yeah. And then yours is some bonkers dude's heart exploding on. This was meth?
Mm-hmm.
Methamphetamine. Consuming, eating meth, and then his heart just goes.
Yep.
Huh.
See, that's why I said I'm going to reference this video from here on out every once in a while. They're going to come back and watch this video, not even for the cigar review, but for that story.
What was that guy's name again?
Carl Rhodes. Everybody called him Ozzy.
Carl.
He's related to a guy we went to school with the same last name.
Oh. I'll write that down.
Yeah, look him up. She showed me the news story because I thought, you know, sometimes my mom is prone to grandiose or similar statements, some hyperbole. She'll exaggerate the story for effect. No, she did not exaggerate the story. If it was exaggerated, it was only in the amount of methamphetamine he consumed. So on that note, before we go any further, I think we should end this cigar review. I give a Montecristo a 10. This is my 10 cigar right here. Best cigar I have ever had. I know you gave the I'm gonna butcher it, Alec Bradley cigar a 10 last week. But what do you think of that cigar?
I am not very far into it. So far, I could easily give it a 10. It is a nice.
I'm getting you the good cigars up front.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I went to my favorite, and the one I gave you last time we did a cigar review was the number 1 cigar of 2011.
I like this. Just keep throwing all the good stuff at me.
Mm-hmm. His cigar reviews may be less objective, but we give this Montecristo as a brand a solid 10. Now, before we close, I will say their go-to cigar that Connecticut's tend to be measured against all across the industry is the white label. I don't like it. I think it tastes like nothing but ash.
This is the first Montecristo I've had, so I can't give an opinion on the white label.
That was the only Montecristo I've ever had. I didn't like them. But yeah, I think that's it from us. I think I could sit for the rest of my life and smoke a Montecristo and drink Lefroy and not be super upset, so long as I didn't lose everything else that matters to me.
If nothing necessarily changed except I got to sit, hang around, drinking some Lefroy, like a never-ending glass of Lefroy again.
Bottomless glass like the Norse had. They had never-ending mead and a pig that never ended in meat.
Man, I don't know that I could do a never-ending pig. I don't know that I could just... I
pig that long? Well, they had
Beef.
other things. But
Okay, did they have never-ending beef?
I don't know. I know for sure they had a never-ending pig. Yeah, I could do never-ending beef. We're Americans, so we would prefer never-ending beef, a never-ending bourbon, and a good cigar.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be upset because that is the highest rating we've given a whiskey on video.
For our neighbors...
Spoiler alert for the Lefroy review.
Our neighbors to the east of us, the Missouri.
Yeah.
They, my brother lived there, and I mean, I lived there too, but my brother lived there more recently.
Yeah.
And you go to a restaurant and you get a steak, and here in Kansas, what do you think of when you think of a steak? Beef. A big old beef T-bone, Casey strip, something.
Yeah, I think of a Casey strip.
Then we get pork. You'd have to specify that you wanted a beef steak.
What? Yeah. Maybe this is because we live in, like, us and Texas compete in beef production, and that's it?
I don't know if the numbers have changed, but I know when we were in 8th grade, whatever year that might have, 2006?
2006?
2006.
2005, 2006. I know that's weird to think about because my son was born in 08. But, yeah.
In 8th grade,
He
Kansas...
lost one of his nuts in 06 is what he whispered.
Thanks. Don't get cancer. 2006, Kansas was the leading producer of beef. It might have been in 2005, and the teacher got the statistic in 06. But
Yeah.
we have been the leading producer of beef.
So in a beef state is what we're trying to say.
Yes.
That is insane to us that anybody can order a steak and get anything that's not beef.
Yeah, beef, bovine.
So anyway, I think that's it for us on this review. Montecristo gets a 10. Fun stories on this video, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
So until next time, from the Dirt Road Men, we're gonna come up with a cheer or a toast or something eventually. You have a toast in mind?
Yes.
Go for it. Don't use the whiskey vault one though.
No. Here's to me.
What? We're not doing that every time. Here's to us
Okay, here's to us.
as a couple. Oh, you cling to it.
Oh.
All right, that's it. Zach and Jake for the Dirt Road Men. Till we see you again. Cheers.